What up, y'all? This your boy Cliff. How y'all doing today? I just had to jump on here live, see if I can get some folks in here or not. I had I had a real a real good supporter. She asked me what the food was like in there, and about cooking and things like that. And uh, I'll tell you right up off the ripper, the state food that they feed you, um, it's not it's terrible. Now I eat it every meal. I didn't miss any of them steak meals because I ain't gonna lie, man. When you're in prison and you come off drugs and stuff, I'm gonna tell you something. You are hungry as a mule. I was. I didn't. I'd get up like 2:30 in the morning. They get you up and take you to breakfast, and then I'd go down there and eat them powdered eggs or oatmeal or what. Um there wasn't many breakfasts that I didn't eat or um any kind of meals. I didn't miss any of them. And then you can come back to your dorm and you can also cook with the food that you buy off the canteen. But yeah, that state food. This is facts from the. I mean, it's just known facts. When they get a truck in with the food supplies or whatever. Now, see, used to right up here at Limestone, Limestone Prison ain't far down the road there. I mean, it's just like 30 minutes tops. And they used to have a farm there. They had a cattle farm. Alabama Prison used to have two cattle farms. They had one in Limestone, and then which is Harvest, Alabama, and then they had another one in Greensboro, Alabama. And an inmate at the Greensboro one, um, he got a shotgun, and because they kept a shotgun in the truck, you got to on a cattle farm. You never know, a cow fall or step in something, break his leg or whatever. You got to put them down. I mean, it's just the way of farm life is. Sometimes you got to. I mean, think about it, man. You got an animal laying there suffering. It ain't like you can take a cow down there to the hospital and get his ACL, repaired or whatever. And it's sad, but you got to put them down. I mean, they've been doing it for millions of years. And but anyway, the food that Limestone used to have a thing where you could grow. They growed their own vegetables, and then they would eat it in the kitchen. They had big gardens, big farms. They had like I said, cattle farms. And then when the guy killed that dude down in Greensboro, it did away with all of it. And but the food that comes in, man, it says literally on the meat. It comes in a box, and on the side of it, it says um, mechanically separated meat, not for human consumption. Basically, the hamburger meat in the spaghetti down there in prison was eyeballs, hooves, assholes, ears, anything on the animal they didn't need that was left over after they cut all the meat for the grocery stores. Yeah, they grind it all up, put it together, and then that's what they feed the inmates. Now I ain't gonna lie, I eat it. I wasn't fond. I mean, but I did eat it. Um, and then on the weekends, which is I don't understand it, but like on the weekends in prison, they only give you two meals. They only give you like breakfast and lunch, or yeah, or lunch and I can't remember what it was, but you only get two meals on Saturday and Sunday, and then every other Sunday, hey man, family mom, thank you. West Virginia Huntsville, they used to have the farm, but not now. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Listen, it was and thank you so much, man. They when they had the cattle farm out in Limestone, it was a good thing because it was a trustee job, and so I mean, now they don't have hardly any kind of programs to where you can become like, I mean, you can become a runner for the captain or lieutenant or somebody, and that's like a trustee job, you know. But um, you know, that when that took away from all that, you know, and that was a good thing because you could have good behavior and then work yourself up to, you know, going to the cattle farm where they had like a, you know, a special dorm or whatever where they take you out in the mornings, you work, and they bring you back in the evenings. Um, Facebook messages. I don't know. I haven't, man. I haven't. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't. I've been on Facebook a little bit lately, but man, I've been enjoying YouTube so much more. Like, I don't know, man. Facebook has somehow kind of become like toxic, kind of like everything you see, man, is um, you know, Donald Trump this, Democrats that, you know, somebody shot here, somebody I could, you know, I don't want to see all that. I mean, I know what's going on and we can't avoid it, but you know, I try to just, you know, stick to what I know, and you know, politics ain't that. So, man, listen, thank you, Crypto Minnow, man. Or yeah, I don't. I say man all the time, y'all. I don't mean no harm, right? Um, but oh yeah, um, yeah, you the one that said just don't message, just go ahead and do your thing, or don't advertise it. Just let it roll. Yeah, somebody told me that, and that's what I did because I was like trying to announce it and stuff. I actually, man, let me say, it's like I'm not used to going live, so y'all got to bear with me. I know I got to thank everybody, man. Listen, Crypto Minnow, man, straight up for real. I appreciate you, family mom. Yeah, that was some good advice. I didn't know that. See, man, I ain't gonna lie. I've gotten so many tips in my comments on my videos that where people was like, "Hey, man, oh yeah, I know who you are now. Yeah, I remember what you sent me. Yes, great advice. Thank you. Um, yeah, because yeah, you're right. I don't want to get that involved in this. And I should never. You know, I learned on that. So thank you. Um, yeah, I'm new to this. So like, I didn't even know how to go live at first. I was hitting go live, but then like I was just sitting there looking at the thing, and I didn't. And then the little icon thing was hidden behind the chat. But okay, let me get back to the prison food. So they feed you. They feed you, man, just trash. I mean, you know, and you got to eat it or you go hungry. I ain't gonna lie. Some nights they had spaghetti, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was all right. It was all right. But everything they feed you in jail and prison is nothing but like fiber. So like you can go eat lunch, and then an hour later you start. I mean, your belly's rolling. So in prison and jail, they you got people that know how to cook real good. Like you know, I could cook if I wanted to. I just I'd rather pitch in some items on it and let somebody else do it, because there was some people in there that had been doing time, and they had really thrown a meal together. And what they do, for the people that don't know, I'm sure a lot of people do know, but for the ones that don't, um, you take ramen noodle soups, like say there's three of you and y'all gonna eat. Everybody might pitch in. You might come up with 5 soups, and then you get about 2 bags of jalapeno Cheetos, and then you get let's see, ramen noodles, 2 bags of jalapeno Cheetos. You can take one of those hot mama sausages and chop it up, and then you can actually sometimes, if you know somebody working in the kitchen, you can get a onion or something out of there, you know, and cut it up. Um, but you get a bag of Fritos, corn chips, and then Snyder's jalapeno pieces, and basically crush all that stuff. You open the bag of chips just barely, and then you hold it at the top and put it down on a chair or something hard, and you take your knee and you crush it. And what it does, it lets the air out that little hole in the top, but your hand's clamped on it, so it keeps the chips or the whatever Cheetos from going out. So you bust it up, you mix it all up, and you put some water in it, stir it all in, put the seasonings in, then you boil or put it in the microwave and boil it. And then once you take it out, you let it set. They'll wrap it up in a towel and put it up. No lie, they'll wrap it in a towel and set it over on the thing, on the bed or something, and then wait about 15 minutes, and then everybody will cut them off a slice, and that's got flavor to it, and it makes it better than anything you can get in the kitchen, like for real. Let's see what y'all saying. Let me see. When my old man came out, man, listen, I still sometimes, man, when I'm like I ain't gonna lie to y'all right now, man, the grass cutting is dying. I ain't gonna, it just, and there's no, like, it's coming, but with the customers, it's like it's all at one time. Everybody's just like, I think it can go a few weeks, and then boom, your weekly income streams off. So I buy stuff like that. I'll buy ramen noodles and Cheetos, and I ain't gonna lie, I still make a burrito every now and then. I try not to a whole bunch because it's got a lot of sodium in it and it run your blood pressure up. But yeah, I do still make them. Now when I got to work release, they had a lot better canteen. What's up, Silas? I guess that. What up, Silas? I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, then just slap me next time you see me. But I'm just kidding. But when you got to work release, they had a great big canteen, man. You could got it right. All right, then. That's what's up. But yeah, work release, man. You could get off the work van every day and go to the canteen every day. And man, they had so much better food. They had cheeseburgers and do they have computers and televisions in Alabama? You know what? Actually, they have a tablet now. Accelerator. They have a little tablet, or they got some kind of kiosk system to where you can email only your family, and I think you're only allowed so many letters. But that came after I was gone. What, Rick Dog? What up, man? Well, I appreciate all you, man. You've been on this thing ever since I started, man. I appreciate you, Bubba. Your uncle died. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear about that. Falsely convicted of it. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Listen, now I was guilty on what I did. I didn't try to hide it. I told the judge, look, man, I'm guilty. I know I'm guilty. I know I got to go do some time. And it was funny. He was like, wow, you're the only one I ever met. I was like, well, I mean, I can't beat it. Why even, they caught me making the dope in the process. Like, what am I going to do? Go in there and say, I'm not guilty. Like, I just went in there and said, look, man, whatever y'all giving me, let me have it and let me go do it. But, man, I hate to hear your uncle. I actually, talking about Childersburg, I'd always heard about Childersburg when I was in prison, and I knew that I was going to work release, because all I had to do was take a SAP at Ventures. But things got derailed because they had a tuberculosis outbreak, and they quarantined the camp, which made I had to stay there another 3 or 4 months. But I knew when that quarantine was up, I was going to work release, and I'd heard about Childersburg, and I was actually hoping I was going there, and but I ended up going to Decatur, and but as soon as I got out, when I went to work at the foundry, we went down to Childersburg and worked at a no, my bad, that was Sylacauga. Yeah, I don't. We went to Sylacauga and did a work, but this ain't dope. It's baking soda. I don't. What does that mean, Silas? Hit me up there. Let me. But yeah, cooking is a big thing in there, man. Like, oh, little inside. I got you. Oh yeah, when you come in and you're getting booked in, and they process it and they find it on you, after the cop tells you in the car, now look, if you got anything on you, let me know now, because when you get down there to the thing, they gonna charge you with a thing. No, I don't have anything. Then you get down there and boom, you got a contraband charge. Rick Dog, the way it works is in Alabama, if you got a Class A felony, you get no good time. If you got Class B's, Class C's, or whatever like that, anything up to 15 years, you get good time on it. Anything over 15 years is no good time. So, like, if you get a 20-year sentence on a Class C breaking and entering, you're not getting good time. But if you get 15 and under, and it's not a Class A felony, you get good time. Um, uh, but no, everybody don't get good time. And like I said, that's what it. Like I said, if you get like I had a Class A manufacturing and a Class C burglary third, and it was so weird what they done to me. They sentenced me under the Class A guidelines, 120 months, because see, really a burglary third only carries. Man, I should have got a 3 or 4 year sentence for that, but they was like, look, we got you dead to right on a Class A, so we'll let you plead to this Class C, but we're going to give you the Class A time. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. So that's why, because I was asking my lawyer when he first come in, like, man, why is the time so high? All right, let's see here. Is there any unity with whites in Alabama? Man, I'm going to be honest with you. You got two sets, man. You got the ABs and the SBs, Aryan Brotherhood, Southern Brotherhood. Yes, they stick together. Regular whites, lone wolves like me, no, man. You might have a couple buddies or something that you're real close with that'll help you. But I'll tell y'all what I seen, and like I said, y'all, man, I'm not no type dude. I just tell it like it is, man. Like you could see a fight in the dorm, and it could just be a random white dude and black dude start fighting, and 2 or 3 black dudes will jump up and help him. I mean, every time. But then white dudes will sit there and they'll be like, oh, shit, that ain't none of my business. While their buddies over there getting pounded down, they over there like, oh, man, it ain't got nothing to do with me. But the black people, they wasn't like that. If anybody of their color got to getting attacked, they would jump in. I mean, that's just black people. They would ride together in there. And let's see. One good thing I can say about Blount County is they fed us really good, 4 or 5 meals a week. Hey, that's straight up, man. We couldn't even get Cokes in prison, or Madison County Jail. In prison, you could only get like Fagos, orange Fago, pineapple Fago, peach Fago. I don't know. They was good though. I drank the hell out of them. I drank many of them, man. And dude, I'll tell y'all something that's so weird about prison. I don't know what it is, but something about your taste buds. Like, man, every time I would drink a drink or something, like I would just kill it, and I couldn't understand why. And it was because my taste buds had been off for so long that when you finally get a taste of something good, like you like suck it down, like it. I drank a many Fagos. Calhoun County, you get 5-day-old bread. My brother did 18 months in Calhoun County. And I was at Ventress with a little dude from Calhoun County. He was in our dorm, and he was part of our crew. I say crew, and what I mean is we was all in this drug class together. And then when we were finished with that, we all went to this thing called aftercare together. So for months, this same group of people was together. and we got to know each other. But yeah, there's a dude from Anniston. They call him Little C. You may know him, Little C, Mike Carden. I seen he would fight too. Little old bitty dude. I seen him throw down in there one day and bump somebody's head up for him. But let's see, there was no fights in there. I seen somebody beat downs and yeah, people, you know that I never really seen that in Madison County, people taking people's trays. I'd heard of it, but I never did really see it. I mean, they always when they hand out the meals, they got a police standing right there, and you ain't got long to eat, so I never really seen it, but I've heard about it, prison, I never seen anybody. Boy, in prison, you ain't got time to do nothing. Listen, when you get your tray, you best not be effing around. You better get over there and sit down and get that spoon going, buddy, because I'm telling you, within 2 minutes, you're going to hear that stick hit that table and say, that's it. Get your ass up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got more coming. Let's go. And so, I remember getting up and walking to the damn garbage can and trying to hurry up and eat stuff down. Let's see. You see some crazy things? Yeah. No, craziest stuff I ever seen was in there. Yeah, they gonna try you. Let's see. Hang on, Raider. Let me get Silas, and I'm gonna come to you. Yeah, you like a lot of times you're gonna get tried. A lot of times white dudes will try you because, especially if they're the bros or whatever, they'll try you to see if you got heart. They might go send somebody at you and just to see if you're gonna stand up and fight. And then if you do stand up and fight, then they may come to you and say, "Hey, we want you to get down with us," because then they know you got heart or whatever. So, and there's so many guys. You got to watch. You don't know where the game's coming from. You can't say that the game's gonna come from the black, white. You don't know where it's coming from. So the area, yeah, the ABs and SBs, if they stick together, and that's what it's for. It's really, man, it wasn't really as racially motivated as people think. It's more of hey man, if we got something here, we'll let you be a part of it, but you got to put in work, you got to run laps, you got to do exercises, you got to prospect and all that. And then if you join in, then if something happens, somebody tries to take your stuff, then we'll help you get it back. Or if somebody jumps on you, then we'll go with you and sit back and settle it. So yeah, the ABs and SBs do stick together, but just the white population in general, not really, man. It's 6 years. Yeah, I've been, man, listen, I'm trying to get a job this morning and still having problems with it. And it's crazy, man. No, I was talking about just regular, just me. Say I'm a lone wolf. I didn't run with, I didn't join ABs or SBs. Now I knew them; they were good guys or whatever, but I wasn't part of them. So if I got in a fight, I was on my own. Now, had I been in part of one of those gangs, then I would have had people that would have jumped in with me. But if you're just a regular white dude in there, like I said, I've seen many of dudes get beat up, and they'll have 4 or 5 of their friends sitting there watching. And then when they get done, they're like, "Man, why didn't y'all help me?" And they're like, "Shit, it wasn't none of our business, But with the black people, it's the opposite. If they see one of their people in a fight, they'll jump. There'd be 4 on them before they even know it. The black people stick together. The just regular white people, lone wolves, no, they don't stick together. But yes, the ABs and SBs, they will stick together. I'm sorry if I didn't clarify that right, buddy. Let's see. When I was there, man, the numbers have changed now in Alabama prison. There's 14,000 black male inmates, and there's 10,000 white male inmates. it's roughly 60-40. It used to be about 85-15 when in the 80s and 90s, but in the 2000s, the meth game and the pseudoephedrine game, it changed the whole prison system. Because see, all the white people started going to jail for manufacturing. That and the opioid epidemic. Because you don't see me, you don't listen, you don't see black people talking, doing meth. And now you see them getting busted like selling ice and stuff. But back in the day, like black people, they was like, man, oh hell no, I don't even want to fool with that, But let's see. Man, I'll be honest with you, Raider. Like me, like I have my mind now. When we was at Pickens County, now me and Horton, a guy that was from my hometown, we come together and was like, look, man, if anything ever happens, let's just ride together, And we made a pact on that, which nothing ever happened. But like me, for example, when I got to prison, like I knew that if I had to get into something, I had to ride by. I had to be better than the man I'm against because, I ain't got nobody coming to help me. Now, toward the end, I'd made friends with people, and they was probably a couple of them that would have jumped in there and helped me, or at least not, broke it up or something, But no, man. On the average, most and that's what you see. You see these dudes, they go to prison, little white dudes, and they get turned out, man. Straight up, they get on that dope thinking it's like the streets. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. The dope game in the prison is totally different than the street. On the streets, you can go hide. You can actually leave the state. You can, you know what I mean? There's multiple ways of ducking a drug dealer on the street. When you inside a fence, you ain't nowhere you can go. And you can't go tell the police, hey, man, look, I've got some drugs from him, and I didn't pay him, and he's wanting to kill me or rape me or something. Because you know why? Because he got them things in from the police. So the police is wanting his money, so he don't care what happens to you. Like, that's on you. You shouldn't have run the debt up. That's what they're going to tell you. I'm just being 100. That's why I didn't run debts up. Man, I don't know why they don't just legalize weed national. I mean, man, listen, Trump ought to come in and say, look here, all 50 states, if you want to smoke weed, man. Do it at home. Don't be out on the roads and stuff doing it. But if you want to go home and smoke some green, go home and smoke you some green. Like, that's one thing. Some people drink beer. Some people drink whiskey. Some people drink wine. Some people smoke green. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be an issue. Like, I would. I'm not saying like just let everything go wide open, but like, if they pass something that said, okay, look here, we'll sell legal, we'll sell marijuana or whatever in stores, the real stuff, and as long as you're at home consuming it, you're legal. We catch you out riding the roads or something, then I can understand that, but if you at home, then they shouldn't be, it shouldn't be no issue at all. And I don't know why they don't do it. They could make millions and millions of dollars by selling it in store, in dispensaries or something. But I don't understand it. But anyway, let's see. Silas, a lot of it comes down if you got heart. Yeah, look, man, I'll tell y'all, and this ain't always the case, but this is most of the time the case. Say you go to prison. First thing off the rip, somebody tries to come over there and take your stuff out of your box. If you'll get up right there on the spot, now you're going to get whooped. Well, you may not. You could win. But chances are you probably going to get clutched, is what I'm saying. But if you'll get up off your rack and swing, not talk a bunch of noise and all that, get up and be about your business and swing, you're going to get whooped. But then that's going to be it. Because think about it, y'all. In prison, it's just like the wild. Predators prey on the weak. Now, why would you want to go over here and mess with this man that can fight, and you're going to have to put out and really thumped to win against him. When you can go over here to this little dude that won't stand up for himself, and you can have your way with him. See what I mean? And people see that. They're like, oh, I ain't going to mess with him. He'd be wanting to fight, and stuff. I'm going to go over here on this one because it's an easy lick. But, yeah, you're right. It comes down to if you got hard at. And like I said, if you're going to have – I mean, I was lucky. I didn't ever get – I almost did one time, but I didn't ever really get – I didn't get any fights. I stood up and, I told dude, what I didn't do, and that was it. And then I never had any problems after that. Let's see, do the black inmates try to bully the old white guys? Believe it or not, man, if you're old in there, they cut you slack, man. They don't mess with the old white. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. This is what they want: them young, skinny white boys, them little bitty white boys. Man, they'll have them with their eyebrows arched up, make them shave all the hair on the body, make them sit down and pee. It's crazy. But no, as far as the old guys, man, every old man in prison is called old school. And now look here. Hang on. Now, let me flip the side of the coin here. Now, I said they're looking for the young white boys, but let me tell you something. One of the baddest dudes I seen in the whole penitentiary was at Decatur work release. 5'5", 5'6", maybe. And bro, look here. When that race riot was about to go down, he was in the front first one. He was the one doing the representing for the whites. He was in the front. Little old bitty short dude, man. They called him Bam Bam. And he carried weight, man. So yeah, they don't get me wrong. I seen down dude one day in the lunch line. Man, he was 6'5", and he tried to move in on a little dude. Dude wasn't probably 5'7". He said, boom, and old boy said, whoo, knocked him out. So yeah, they are some bumping ass white boys down there that's skinny and small. So don't let me put that on all y'all. I'm just saying that's what they look for. Think about it. I mean, if you go out here, if you're a wolf and you're trying to find something to eat, you ain't gonna go jump on a damn 100-pound dog. You're gonna find you a 6-pound rabbit and jump on. You see what I mean? But yeah, when I first got off the thing at Ventures, they gave me a dorm. I had a dude try to run game on me. And yeah, you're right on that. It helps to be big, but I did see some big old dudes get whooped by some small dudes, man. I ain't gonna lie, there's some guys in there, y'all, that are like 5'8", 5'9", 160, 170, that don't look like nothing that'll freaking slap turn, man. I'm talking about just throw. I mean, you like, golly, dog, I didn't even know you was bumping like that. You've been living by this man for months and ain't even never seen him get mad, and then you see him get in a fight. You're like, damn, I didn't know you could do all that. So, but yeah, it does help to be big, man, because especially in prison. But yeah, when I first got there, they dude tried it on me one time, run game at me. He tried. I was new, white. He thought he's like, I'll take it. I'm gonna try to run it, and I just told him, look, bro, I don't do all that. I don't do none of that stuff you talking about. He was wanting me to trying to let me use the cell phone. He's like, I know you just got here. I got the cell phone charging. If you want to call your family and let them know you made it, and I got some new dope in. And I was like, look, bro, I don't do all that. And I was like, and I'll tell you something else. I don't do none of that, gay stuff neither. Well, dude jumped over, you calling me gay? And I was like, no, I'm just telling you what I don't do. And And that was it, man. We wasn't even really nose to nose. I mean, they was a couple feet in between us, but like I just told him, like, you know, like, hey, look, stop, man. Like, you know, it's only gonna lead to one thing, you know. And then that was it. I never, nobody ever tried me again. That was it. Um, but you know what, man? I seen so many dudes that bit. They'd go make that phone call and they'd call their folks. And look, when they get off the phone, the dude would be like, man, hey, dog, ain't no thing, brother, anytime, man. You know, I got you. Come holler at me and fuck with me, you know. Well, then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they like, hey, bro, you got them 5 items for that phone call of the day. And you like, but you said it was for free. No, bro, you owe me 5 items. Well, I ain't got 5 items. Well, you better find them. And then if you ain't got them by next week, it's 10 items. And if you ain't got them the week after that, it's 20 items. And there ain't going to be too many more weeks after that until they're going to want that honey bun on your back. I mean, that's just the way that I'm just keeping it 100, man. That's just the facts. But man, I'm trying to make sure I answered everybody's. Let's see, had a little laundry shop and wash clothes. Yeah, man. There was an old sissy dude. Everybody got a hustle in prison. My hustle was writing letters, man. People would come to me and be like, "Hey, Cliff, man, I need a letter written to the parole board or to the judge or to the, a motion file or something, and I'd do it. But like, dealing with laundry dudes, they mix your laundry up and all that. So the best thing to do is find you somebody that does laundry and pay them to do it. Well, there was no sissy in my dorm that was from Huntsville. And he washed clothes, and I told him, I said, hey, look here, I'll tell you what I do, home. I said, I'll buy a whole gallon of bleach from the maintenance shop, and I'll give it to you, and you can use it to hustle with, but just keep my clothes clean. And, man, shoot, I'd take some clothes down there, and the next day, whatever, they'd be on the end of my bed, folded up, man. Dude was solid. I mean, kept them white, see, because he had that bleach. Because if you don't bleach them clothes in prison, now they changed them, but they used to be solid white. Man, some people would be walking around with their pants and stuff would be plum red from the dirt outside. But let's see. I'm surprised them little dudes don't bite and gouge eyes and fight. Man, I've seen people do. Man, I fought a dude on the street one time, y'all. And I'm just going to tell it like it is. I didn't know if I could win. Dude had me on size advantage, strength advantage, and I didn't know if I could win. But when I walked up to him and we was getting squared up, dude stood straight like this, had his legs spread straight out, like he was talking noise. And I wasn't saying nothing. And dude was talking noise. And as soon as he got his legs spread out and got bucked up and said what he was going to do to me, man, I don't know, but a ding went off in my head, and I kicked that son of a gun right in the balls. And when I did, his head went down. Put that work on him. I mean, look, man, ain't no rules in fighting. Dude was sitting there running his mouth telling me how he was going to do all this and that to me. And I seen the opportunity, I took it. And it's just the way it is. It's, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you got to do what you got to do to win, man. I mean, but man, listen, if you ain't got a slick mouth and you don't run up debts and you carry yourself like a man, you know what I mean? Like don't run up debts and rob Peter and pay Paul and all that, man, most people respect you for that and stuff. So, and you won't have a problem, let's see. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, that's just you. I mean, people. Some people get upset at me for saying this, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. Going to prison is similar to going to war in the military. No lie, man. At least in the military, you got guns and other teammates, and y'all shooting at somebody else. In prison, everybody around you is the enemy. Like, for real. I mean, you got your friends, but besides that, you don't know what anybody else in there has got on their mind or what they're thinking or nothing. You got to like for real. And it's crazy because you go to Kilby, and Kilby's so wide open, it's almost like Paris Island or something. How because everybody's gonna split up after that. Everybody at Kilby knows. All right, I'm just gonna be seeing y'all for a little bit while we're here, and then when we leave, we might end up at another camp together. But chances are we ain't gonna see each other. And but let's see, you went to one of them. Yeah, I got 3 DUIs before I turned 18, man. Which was good because it was on my juvenile record, and it kept me from getting, when I got my 4th one when I was 26, it actually kept me from getting a felony. But I got some DUI. I got a DUI on a 4-wheeler, dog. Yeah. So I went to court, and school's about to get out, and they said, we'll let you do these 30-day or whatever program during the summer. So I went and did that program it's called the Neves Davis Center in Huntsville. But yeah, it was all right. I ain't gonna lie. You had your own little room. You didn't have no roommate. There was only 8 people total to a little pod there. Man, they brought in movies every day. I mean, the guards will bring in DVDs every night. That way y'all will shut the hell up. I ain't gonna lie. They play good brand new movies. And everybody sat back and chill, and as long as you got something to keep, everybody's attention, But yeah, it's they I almost had to go to Mount Meigs, but I missed that. Mount Meigs is basically a max camp for juveniles. It's a where they make you do all that working out, running, and cutting trees and all kind of stuff. But yeah, Silas, man, yeah, I know your kind, man. Little dudes that ain't afraid to get down. I'm for real. I know I talk. Don't let me get it twisted, guys. They are some little skinny dudes and some little old bitty dudes that will turn. Like I said, that little dude from Calhoun County, Little C, I seen him get down there one day. He tore a boy ass up, and he was a little old guy. I ain't heard nothing from him since we got out though, man. But I'm making sure I answered everybody's question. If I didn't, I apologize. But but yeah, the food thing is, man, it's best that you cook your own food. I eat the other food just because you want to stay hungry, but you really want to. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, bro. I know what you mean. Like I had to do one when I was talking about catching a sale. It was just a disagreement, and the guy was like, "No, I'm gonna whoop your ass." Now, I could either sit there and been like, "All right, man." I said, "All right." And I run and went on up the stairs to my cell and took off. I got off in my box, just in my underwear, because in jail, man, them orange suits get pulled up over your head, and you'll get that work put on your noggin. So the best thing to do, like I said, I would look like Chuck Liddell in there in my damn underwear. Because you don't want to, and them pants fall down, and because they come around with a laundry thing, man, and you might tell them an XL, you might get a 4XL, and then you might try to say, "Hey, it's too big," and they be like, "All right, we done with y'all." So then you got to wear a whole something too big for another week, man. So yeah, best thing is don't fight in them orange jumpsuits, because they so loose they'll get pulled up over your head. Let's see. Yeah, man, that was crazy how it went down. Man, dude, we fell and he landed right on top of me, and I thought, oh man, but it's crazy. He hit me in the ear, man. I don't know if it was intentional or if he was just bad aim. But he hit me 3 times right there in that ear, man. My ear rung for 3 days. Um, but at first I had him, but I had him yoked the wrong way. I couldn't. I needed to be spun around the other way. Is what I'm saying, and so I had him in a messed up way, and I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. And of course he's trying to get out of it, and all of a sudden, man, when we tumble, dude, right on my chest, and I thought, oh man, here comes that work. Because if they ever get set down on you, you best, that's when you got to start biting and clawing and all that. When they get set on your chest, you got to do something. Let's see. Yeah, I seen that too. I tell you another thing, folks do. They'll carry a Bible with them everywhere they go, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, in prison, a lot of folks scared of God, man. And they even people that's psychopaths or whatever, like they'll see that Bible and they'll think, oh man, I don't know, if I beat him up, man, I might. Never mind. I'm gonna let. I ain't even fooling with him, and they'll just move on to somebody else. But yeah, people will say, "Oh, I got AIDS," that way. Don't nobody want to hit them and bust them open and bloody them up. And, I've seen them forfeiting like that. Where they claim they got it and they don't, and it's just a defense mechanism. And oh man, people will tell you they got. I got a plate in my head. I can't get hit in the head, And for real, man, a lot of people are scared of like superstitious, or you know what I mean? Like put it this way, man. If you go down here and burn the church down, you know where you going for sure. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of criminals that they grew up and their mama and their grandmama and them had them in church. So they know God and all that. They know the Bible. And when they see somebody with that Bible, they'll something hit them. Grandma giving them sermon or grandma giving them verses out, and they'll be like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do that," because they don't want God to put some karma on them. You see what I mean? Like I know it sounds weird, but for real, a lot of people they won't mess with people that's real church people and stuff because they don't want they don't want God to come back on them is the way they think. And I seen that a lot. I actually even heard an old school dude at Kilby that was a Max camper that he told me that. He said, man, I can't remember what he said. It was 2 things. There's 2 things people scared of in prison. One of them is God and something else. What they said. I can't remember, but dude had a life sentence, man, and he told it. He said, because when he said people were scared of God, somebody else said, they was like, break that down. And he was like, man, ain't nobody going, like, even these killers, like, they might be finna do something to you and realize you a church guy, and they'll think about their grandmama or something, and they be like, nah, I ain't fooling with him, man. Gotta punish him. You know what I mean? I'm serious, man. So they that's why I said all the child molesters, they all walked around with a Bible under their arm. Everywhere they went, they had a Bible, no lie. And then, I know people's like, man, y'all didn't get off on them chomos and this and that. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Alabama prison will protect them. Like, if you jump on one of them, man, you're gonna get more time. So now, if you a life sentence dude or whatever, that's different. But if you just got a couple 2.5 years and you going home, man, it don't make no sense to go down there and do that and get yourself, now you 2.5 went to 5, or 4 or something. Like, especially if you got family, like you trying to go home. That's the key, man. I don't know why. I tried to even get some dudes to understand this when we was, and I was like, look here, man, our whole key is to go home the same way we came. I don't want to stay. Let's get out of here. Let's you know what I mean? Like this ain't the place. Like we not, I ain't trying to do this forever. Like, let's work together, man, and figure out, how to get out of this joint, man. Right who you gotta right, whatever, man. But yeah. Let's see. Going to Clay. You have a good day. I can't. Yeah, man. Listen, you can be scared to death, but you got to stand there with that cold look in your eyes and just hold it. You know what I mean? Because if you ever flinch, it's over. Don't flinch. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's got Tom Hardy in it and dude from The Sopranos. And but yeah, you don't flinch. Just even if you got to take it, you got. Sometimes you got to tote one. Man, I got beat. Look here, I've lost 100 fights. I've won 100 fights. You know what I mean? Like fights are fights, man. You ain't gonna win them all. Anybody that wins them all, they either super bad or something like that. But most time you ain't gonna win all of them. Just like in that day, that old boy got me. I ain't even see it coming. He knocked me smooth, plumb. Knocked the damn dog shit out of me. I couldn't even think. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You say the inmates, can peep that out. It's true, man. Like it's in prison, you got the predators, and then you got the one, and the ones that's predators, they're always looking for that small advantage, and they'll sniff it out, son. They'll find your weakest link, and they'll sniff it out, and then they'll try to, they might try to run game on you. So, I'm gonna tell you something. Some of the smartest people I've ever met couldn't even read in prison. No lie. You'd be amazed, man. It's not because they're dumb. They just didn't finish school. You know what I mean? Or didn't go to school. But they could talk you out of your damn watch, standing right there at the gas pump. You wouldn't give it up to them. That's how slick they were. No lie. Let's see. Yep, you come in there with that attitude that I'm the one. You'll be the one real quick, because that's one thing you don't do. Everybody says, man, if you go to jail, go in there and find the biggest one and just lay him out. Man, let me tell you something. Do not listen to that shit right there. Okay, do not listen to that. That's some old shit people say that ain't ever been to jail. Okay. The best saying that they say in prison, and it works the best, is stay in your own lane. That means stay in your own lane. That means don't get in this man's business and don't get in these people's business. Stay in your shit. And don't try to bring people into you if you got business. Just stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, you ain't gonna have any problems. But you go to stepping out, you know what I mean? You're gonna have some problems. So stay in your own lane. That's the biggest one right there, man, for real. Man, I appreciate, man, I can't believe I've been on here 50 minutes talking to y'all. This is cool. I enjoy talking to y'all, man. I hope that Donna, I hope she sees it, because I was trying to tell her about cooking the food and stuff. And man, they got all kind of stuff in there. They take a honey bun and you put peanut butter on it. Then you take a pack of chocolate chip cookies and bust them up, and you put them on it. And then they may take something else and put on it, and you put it in the microwave and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, a honey bun in the microwave is so much better than just a regular honey bun out of the pack. I ain't gonna lie. And if you put peanut butter on top of it, it's pretty damn good. Just being real with you. They call them doo-wops. You ever hear somebody in prison say, "Hey, Cliff, Hey, what you got on a do-wop? That means what kind of sweets do I got? Because they're gonna make up a thing. Uh, yeah, I seen where they them where they cooking rice and stuff in there. I don't know what prison system that is. That's not Alabama because now it might be one of them camps like Holman or something where like from what I understand, the police don't even like going in the dorms at Holman. So now they may be doing that at Holman, but I don't really think it's Alabama prison system where they got the cause see they don't sell us nothing to make an open flame. Man, usually on your last day, this ain't no lie. Like if a lot of people don't tell people their last day, but you tell your buddies your last day and all that. Well, they'll cook something for you, the night before. They'll throw a meal. They call it having a party, man. No lie. They'll say, "Hey, we're gonna have a party for Cliff tonight," and a bunch of people come over there and y'all be cooking that food and eating and talking, and then the next day though, you might be getting ready to say, "Hey, Cliff, pack it up," and all of a sudden about 10 of your buddies will come over and they'll start punching and you like, God dang, you trying to get up out of there. And they just messing with you. They saying this is a reminder not to come back, and sometimes they'll throw you down and jump on top of you, but it's all in fun. And don't nobody get mad about it because you going home. Why are you going to get mad about your homeboys, rough housing and stuff? So, last day, man, always when somebody's leaving, you always got to do something for them, cook a little meal or, like I said, make a doo-wop, something like that. And, stay in your lane works good on the outside too. You're right. That's I learned how to become a man in prison. Like seriously, like I learned so much stuff that I didn't know. Like prison really saved my life. Heroin. We didn't have heroin out in Huntsville, Alabama. Like, you might could find a little bit here and there, but like there was heroin had just started hitting the streets right when I got locked up. Well, now you got people dying in the bukus in Huntsville on fentanyl and heroin or whatever. They just overdosing all the time. And the reason why I say prison saved me, had I not went to prison, I would have been right in there on that heroin, on that fentanyl. I was one of them people, y'all. I was a drug addict. I did whatever you had, if whatever the person had, I did it. I had my choices, but if I couldn't get what I wanted, I'd do what I could get, And had I not went to prison, I would have probably OD'd on that heroin or fentanyl or something, And so it really worked out, But I learned so much in there. Man, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I was set up on my rack like this right here on the top rack, and I just watched people all day long. Man, I would just watch them come and go. I would watch people at their racks, make it. I might see a little deal go down or something, or you see somebody run in and swap somebody some items for a damn radio, or I watched everybody, and it's amazing, man. If you got any kind of good sense, like you can figure out people's body language. Like it's seriously, like man, it got to a point to where I was so good. I was figuring out. I knew when people opened the door, I knew what they was there for. Like sometimes I'd be like, oh shit, he's here to beat somebody up, or oh man, he down here to get that money that old boy lost to him on that football game. Like, you just, man, I'm telling you, like, and that was me staying in my own lane. Now look here, I had plenty of coffee, plenty of cigarettes. Man, I had a good bunkmate, Big Mo. We was at Pickens County together, and he was a Pickens County inmate, and I was a state inmate, and we could see each other through windows, And we used to always mess with him. Like he'd be on the window over, and I'd be like, "Hey," and get his attention. They'd be like, "Yeah," and I'd be like, and they'd be like, "Man, we'd be going back and forth with them Pickens County guys." Well, then we got to prison, and they all there too, and so like I said, and then we got to Ventress, and down Big Mo was my bunkmate, and you know, he was a good dude, man. I remember I laid there for night. I mean, I can't count the nights. I laid there and just, you know, lean over and we just be talking about just regular world stuff. You know, what we gonna do, what, you know, what's going on, what we missing, you know, and all that. And I seen Big Mo, boy. He was going on that phone, and man, I seen him come back from that phone one night crying. And I knew what time it was. I said, oh, his old lady done left him. His old lady done bounced. Cigarettes saved me. I always figured I couldn't afford two addictions. Cigarettes saved me in prison one time. That sergeant, man, that was such a crazy deal. I wasn't even smoking. I was just standing there, and the dude come up, the sergeant come up, and the guy was smoking. And he was like, all of y'all pack your stuff. You're going to lock up. I was like, why am I going? He said, because you didn't say nothing to him. I'm like, man, I can't say nothing. I ain't saying nothing to nobody. I ain't telling nobody that they can't smoke a cigarette. Like, that ain't my job. That's your job. And I ended up having to pay a crate of tops for all three of us. And so, yeah, if I wouldn't have had them cigarettes, you didn't want to go lock up at Ventress. For real. Lock up at Ventress was dangerous. I'm gonna tell you why. That's where the wolves. I mean, the wolves was, dog. And they supposed to be a police that sits in there all the time. Well, let me explain something to you. That police never sat in there. Matter of fact, he'd be up here at another dorm talking to the woman, you know, trying to hit on her. Meanwhile, somebody down here getting, you know, toe up, you know, and ain't a police inside to help them. So, yeah, you didn't want to go to lockup. Let's say they can't smoke. Yeah, like Huntsville at the county jail, you can't smoke. Somebody filed a lawsuit and said that the secondhand smoke was bothering them, and they won the damn lawsuit in federal court. So they banned cigarettes in Madison County. But Alabama prison, you can smoke cigarettes in all prisons except for Decatur work release, or they sell cigarettes in every prison except for Decatur work release. And the reason why that is because the federal government come in and donated a metal building to Decatur work release. So when they donated that building, that means that Decatur has to follow federal guidelines. Federal has no smoking. So that's why, but we smoked at Decatur, man. Every day I got off the work bus, I'd go buy me 5 or 6 roll-ups, you know. You ain't gonna stop, man. Let me tell you something. They ain't gonna stop the cigarettes and stuff at Decatur, like, and the police, man, look here. If a police come in the dorm and you was smoking, if you kept on smoking, yeah, you ass getting in trouble. But if you put it down or put it out or something and let them see that you trying not to just put it in their face, they'll be cool with you about it. Lock up, dog. Lock up is jail inside of jail. That's where when you do something, you get in a fight or you know, slap a officer or something, they got a special dorm that's called lockup. You didn't want to go to lockup. Not when I was, man, I'm going to tell you something. When I was at Ventress, this is no lie. One of the bros got sent to lockup. So another one went and did something so he could be sent with. And that way they had, you know, they didn't want their bro being down there alone in lockup. So dude didn't even, you know, for no reason. He just committed a crime. Or, I mean, not committed a crime, but a violation. That way, they'd put him in lockup, too. That way, him and another bro, he wasn't leaving one of his bros in there alone. Not only about the sexual stuff in there, but there was a lot of fighting in there, too, man. They would, you don't want to go to lockup. Not when I was there. It may be different now, but when I was there, you did not want to go to lockup. Yes, it's exactly what it is. See, you know what? They had an Indian ceremonial ground at Ventress, and it's crazy. I didn't never really see any Indians there, but that's where like the ABs had their church or whatever they call it. You know what I mean? I don't. Their meeting, weekly meeting or whatever. You'd always see them when it's way across the campus over there by the chapel. They got like a little bench and some rocks and a little fire pit and stuff. And Clio, Alabama. Hey, that's where Easterlin's at, ain't it? Easterlin's in Clio. I think Bullock's at Union Springs, and Ventress is at Clayton. That little triangle down there in the bottom right hand corner, Florida Georgia line, sort of. But what's up, Edward from Clio? Hey, I've been there because on my way to Ventures, we stopped and let a dude out at Easterlin. So I ain't really been in Clio, but I've been through Clio. Yeah, what's hot down there? I can tell you that, man. Golly, I was down in there through the summer. Man, it's hot. They didn't have no air conditioners at Ventures, y'all. They had a fan or a up in the ceiling. They had this big old blower, and they would cut it on, and it sucked air in through the windows. And man, that thing. But half the people complain, "Oh man, cut that shit off," and then the other half, "Man, cut that shit on. We burned it." It's so prison, so crazy, man. I would see people in there in summertime that would have on a toboggan and a damn sweatshirt. And then you might see another dude over there that stayed in his boxers all day because it was so hot. Like, seriously, most people sit around in their boxers in the summer because it's your clothes will stick to you and they get wet. Let's see. Make a TikTok. What you using to do short photo? Yeah, I don't know much about TikTok. I thought about I got on X earlier. I got an X account, and I shared on there. Like if you want to hear, like if you want to know the truth about the prison system, go check out my YouTube page. I'm hoping that'll help. But can I not share these YouTube videos on TikTok, or do I got to make a completely different one, Silas? Yeah. Man, I really appreciate all y'all, man, in here comment. This, family mama, I meant to tell you, they had the Indian thing, um, and they didn't have any special tobacco, but they had some kind of cologne you could buy in there, and I think it was for like, I think it was for Indians or might have been Muslim. I can't remember. Hang on. Let me get on that. I'll think on that and get back with you. Um, just pretty much shorts. I got you, Edward Bird. You got two uncles at corrections officers at Easterland. Yeah. Oh, hey, let me take that back. Now that Edward, he got my brain working. You cannot smoke at Easterling neither. Easterling don't allow tobacco neither. Easterling and Decatur is the only two where you can't smoke. But Easterling and Ventress are two. Now, they were opened in like the early 90s, 92 or something like that, 94 or I ain't sure. I can look it up. But they were some of the last prisons built in Alabama. And you can tell because they look different than the other ones. Like I remember going past Elmore and Draper and Staten, and them suckers were old, man. And then when I got down there, like we stopped at Easterland, and I could tell it was modern. And then when we got to Ventress, it was basically the same thing as Easter. Look, I mean, almost looked just like Easterland, sort of. Did y'all ever make coffee cigarettes? No, but I'll tell you what I did do, and I'm just being 100 with y'all. We used to have a trustee in our dorm in the county jail, and so he was always out there working around the police, around the lunch trays and the cube and all that. Like he was outside the dorm, changing out trash and shit. Well, the guards would go down there and take a big old dip out, throw it in the trash. Well, old boy would go over there and get that dip and put it in a napkin and bring it back to the dorm and set it and let it dry out. and then we'd smoke that shit, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Somebody done been spitting it out and everything. We don't. But yeah, no, I never made coffee cigarettes. I seen Tommy People snort a damn line of coffee at Pickens County one time. Man, I can't. Oh, shout out Tommy Peoples, man. He was from New York too. No, man. Most time in the county, like you just put a blanket up. Like if you got to drop a deuce, you get your blanket that you sleep with, and you run a clothesline. They call it. Was just a t-shirt string. You tie it up over here, and you run it to the rack, and you just throw your blanket over it, and that way everybody else you can sit down and drop the deuce, and can't nobody see you. And but the thing is though, when you drop one, you got to turn around and hit that button. You can't just like it ain't like at home how you just sit down on the toilet and just sit there for an hour, but it lay in there. They won't put up with that. You got as soon as one hits the water, you got to drown it. Down one, drown one. That's what they used to say. Let's see here. Hey, where's your two uncles corrections officers at? Are they both corrections officers at Easterlin, or do they some of them split up at Ventress and Bullock too? Let's see. I see what you're saying on that coffee thing now. I got you. Let's see. Man, let me tell you, look, this ain't no lie. They certain jails in Alabama, like this just a story I heard. I can't say for a fact on this, but dude told us this one night. We was laying up in the county, and the guy, everybody tells stuff, man. Everybody, you ain't got nothing to do. He said he was in Marshall County jail one time, which is like Gunnersville and Albertville and stuff. And apparently, the floor underneath where they was at was the women. And them old stainless steel toilets, you can manipulate, you can work them to where you can drain the water out of them. Well, you could drain the water out and make a tube. You could talk down that thing, and the girls down below could hear it. Man, they said that they'd be dudes laying down in the floor all night talking to them girls steadily. Yeah, I didn't ever see that because, like I said, that was a whole nother facility. But the guy was telling us, he was like, man, he said them dudes would drain that stuff, and then they would take the toilet paper rolls, and they would take toothpaste and stick them all together and make a tube, and they'd be like, hey, baby, you want and they'd talk to them girls down there, but, okay, Clive, Easterlin Prison, yeah. I got a buddy of mine, or a guy was locked up with at Ventress. He's at Easterlin right now. Do you talk to your uncles much, Edward? Yeah, I wish if he does, I got a friend of mine, like a guy I was with at Ventress. He's now at Easterlin. I guess they moved him around or whatever, but he had a 20. That's a long time, man. I'm trying to think. Atmore. No, I've never been to Atmore. My roommate at the Foundry, he had did 32 years, and he finished up at Elmore, which is right next to Atmore. I think you got hang on, my bad. Hang on. Atmore, you got Holman and J.K. Fountain. I'm sorry. And then you got Elmore, which is in Montgomery. But no, I've never been to Atmore. I've been by there, like down that way traveling, but I've never been to Holman. Holman's level 5, and then the J.K. Fountain is level 4, but they're right there next to one another, I think. Hey, man, tell your uncles to if they know a guy named B.J. Helms, that Cliff said, what's up? His name's Bobby Joe Helms, Helms. He's a good dude, man. He was a friend of mine. I looked him up the other day. I do that from time to time. I'll get on ADOC inmate lookup, and I'll just look, see where, I'll type in people's names that I used to be locked up with, and some of them's gone, and then some of them done come back, But yeah, man, Bobby Joe Helms, he's at Easterland. He was my friend, man. I'm trying to think. I had a friend of mine, one of my good buddies at Ventress. His brother was a sergeant at Draper, and he got classified. They sent him to Draper, and when he got to Draper, they realized that his brother worked there, so they moved him on down to Ventress, and that's where he spent. He did a 10-year sentence with no good time, and then had to do a 5 after that. Man, I appreciate that. That's good looking out, man. Most people don't. But yeah, man, John, he had a 10-year sentence with no good time. Did it day for day, and then when he was done with that 10, he had to start a 5-year sentence. And I was like, damn, boy. I was like, what'd you do? And it was all, meth related. Like, man, I'll tell you what, I was looking this morning because the meth game, it changed the whole prison numbers in Alabama, ADOC. In the 80s, it was 85% black guys, 15% white guys. Well, as of today, there's 14,000 black guys, 10,000 white guys. So that's roughly 60-40. But yeah, it used to be totally different, but that meth game changed it. When everybody in the 2000s and stuff, when the pseudoephedrine laws was having to be kicked in because everybody was buying up all the cold pills and stuff. Yeah, that changed the whole game, man. Because then all the white people started getting locked up for the meth charges and stuff. Man, I appreciate you. That's cool, man. Did you play on any of them good basketball teams down there? I'm trying to think. Barber County and them had I think they won a state championship. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Or I don't even know what high schools they got. I know they got Barber County, and I guess you got Bullitt County too. But man, I appreciate all y'all, man, on here. Anytime, man, that y'all want to know something, all y'all got to do is go to my comments and just ask it, and I'll tell you. I'll be straight up, I don't try to side one way or the other. Like, I just kind of tell it like it is, What can inmates receive from friends and family through the mail? You can get legal mail. You can get books now. Hang on, Jody. I'll get to you in just a second. You can get books, but they got to be paperback. And when you order, you got to order them from Amazon. You can't, and you got to have them shipped from Amazon. Like, you can't order a book, have it sent to your house, and then you send it. You got to just order it from Amazon, put the inmate's, credential, whatever, and then have it sent. And then every so often they'll do what they call like what they call it, spring. They bring you a booklet around, and it's got a lot of different items in it that you don't usually get on the store, and you can order shoes, all kind of different foods, clothes, stuff that you just can't regularly get. They do like a spring spring package and a winter package. But Jody, I had a 10-year sentence with good time. Means 3 years and 3 months killed it, and I did right at 2.5, and then I paroled out. So Edwards, you did go to Barber County. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, they let's see. Diggy. I don't know who you are, Big C. Oh, you live in Dothan now. Okay. I actually was locked up with a dude. He did a little tattoo work on me. He was from Dothan. Billy Dozer. They called him Blaze. He was a good dude, man. I was with him at Kilby and didn't even know it, and or didn't know we was going to end up in the same classes and stuff together. And yeah, he was a good dude. He was funny as could be, man. White dude. He had the baddest tattoo I ever seen. It said, I think it said Disturbed or something, but it was like that band Disturbed or something. And he had that, man, it was awesome. It was the baddest tattoo I'd ever seen. And but I seen a dude from Anniston, Little C. He got a tattoo on his neck right here of a ram with the horns like rolling back. And man, when they was tattooing his throat, son, hey, thank you, family mama. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You have a good day. But yeah, when they did that tattoo on his neck, man, I thought he was gonna tap out for real. Like it, man, his neck was swelled up, but he laid in there and took it, man. I was like, woo. I mean, well, I'm gonna tell you what. Everybody says the ribs and stuff's the worst place, but I watched them dudes get rib tattoos, you know, and they'd wiggle and squirm a little bit. But when old boy was getting them, when they get them neck tattoos, like a big one, you'll see some grown men. Man, I ain't gonna. I got a leg sleeve, and man, I'm gonna tell you what. I've got tats all up and down my arms and stuff everywhere. The worst one was the leg sleeve. There's some kind of tendon or something in your leg that starts at your ankle and runs all the way up. And man, when they get on that thing, oh God. It took dude 8 hours to do my leg sleeve one day. And at about 7 hours in, I almost told him, hey, let's just stop. We'll finish it later. But I was like, nah, hell, I'm just going to go. I'm already in here. We already got the guards paid off. We might as well just go on and just ride it on out. Which I knew it was the last one I was getting to when I was there. So I was like, hell, I'm just going to just hang in here and be tough, as they say, you know. But I ain't going to lie, that leg tattoo, boy, it made me want to tap. That thing hurt something serious. I sat there and I'd sit there like this and let them do that elbow and never even move. All this in here, never even flinch. But man, when he got on that leg, I was like, whoa-wee. Yeah, man, tattoos, I love them. I still got some work. I got some open spots like right in here, and I'm trying to save it because I want to make sure, because that's all I got left on my arms is that spot right there and then right in here. And I want to make sure that when I get what I want, that it's because, you know, I'm 44. You know, I want to make sure when I finish it up that I got what I want for the rest of my life, you know. Like this is all reverse shading is all it is. We made a 9-needle shader in there. And no lie, dude took his damn little, we bought a bunch of ink pens from the guard. Pulled the things out, made all the needles, and he would wrap this little string around them. And then he made 9 of them and got them all together and then wrapped the string around all 9 of them. And so he would just like draw these stars and then just shade all in around it. Now, I already had this, I already had a cross right there on my arm. But then he come in and put the 256 on there. If you see it in person, that 256 looks sharp. It does to me. Because that's what everybody goes by in prison is your area code, especially in Alabama. You got Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile. 256, 205, .334 and a .251. So like if I got a .256 on me, and somebody new comes to the camp from Huntsville or something, and they walk by and they see that .256, well, they already gonna know, okay, that dude's probably gonna be one of my homeboys, and that's what they pull up and be like, hey man, you from Huntsville? I noticed you got .256. Yeah, I'm from Huntsville. So that's kind of how that works. But yeah, man, yeah, that ink, man, that stuff, that ain't nothing but baby oil, y'all. All that ink right there is nothing but baby oil. It's just, you let it burn all night long, and then just put it in a little old skull can and put a wick in it, let it burn all night into a brown bag, and all it does is make soot. What up, Twisted Tennessee? But then you just scrape that soot off and put it into like a glue bottle that's been cleaned out, and you put a little water with it and a little toothpaste, and that ink a hole, man. But here's the thing, you can, like, I can look at somebody's tattoos and I can tell you straight up if they got them in jail or not. Like, there's a certain, you just can tell a jailhouse tattoo. Like prison tattoos or whatever, they all look different than street tattoos. Like, you can just tell. Or I can look at somebody's tattoos. I'll be like, hey, where'd you do your time at? Like, cause you just know, but yeah. Let's see here. Get you. That's another thing. You got Rick Dog gonna get his left arm filled out. So a whole left arm sleeve for you, man, probably gonna run you about $1,000 out here on the street, 800, and you get one in there for $20, $25, maybe 30. You know what I mean? Like you can get some cheap tats in there. Yeah, I seen Tennessee, boy, they held on again. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Alabama almost messed up. We look like Tom Brady and them in the first half, and then the second half we look like, damn, man, it was bad. I thought they was gonna come back and get us. Jonesy Townsend from Dothan, but now Atlanta, what's up now? Man, there was a bunch of dudes from Dothan down there when I was in prison. Yeah, any tattoos on the street's gonna be way more expensive than like I said, I bought dude a tattoo gun, got my first sleeve, $40 is what that cost me. But I tell you what, I was always smart. Like, cause see, somebody's always gonna get a spur of the moment and be like, oh man, I want a tattoo or something, So when I would run my store order and I'd notice I got like some money left over, I would buy a pack of batteries. Because here's the thing. You cannot do tattoos without batteries. And low batteries and rundown batteries don't work worth shit on a tattoo gun, just being 100. So I used to keep batteries on deck. And man, listen, people would pay double because they'd be in the middle of a tattoo and the tattoo gun run out. Well, you got to have some batteries. Well, you can't get batteries but store day. Well, let me go holler at old Cliff. I know he's got three sets of batteries on deck. And then, you can dang near name your price, especially in the middle of a tat session. But, yeah, there was a bunch of dudes from Dothan in jail, man. Bunch of them. The dude that tried to run game on me was from Dothan. No, you can't, them batteries, old man, because for real, I seen this so many, like, I was always prepared. Like, if I knew that kid was going to do a tattoo on me, I would have batteries. Like, I'd go ahead and put in and make sure that he had everything we needed before we started. That way we could do the whole tattoo. I even had backup batteries on deck. But I've seen a lot of people that start getting a tattoo. Well, the tattoo man's batteries might be only half full, and all of a sudden, boom, they die. And it's on a Saturday night. You can't go to the store, and you can't go in there and tell the police, "Hey, man, I need some batteries to finish the tattoo," because you ain't even supposed to be doing them. So, and I never understood this, but nobody in there would hardly keep batteries, in their box in case that happened. people always had cigarettes and coffee and all that. But man, anytime I'd hear like, cause you can always hear stuff in there, man. It's just the way it is. And you hear from across that little brick wall, man, these damn batteries is about to run out, man. Man, you right in the middle of my tattoo. What the hell you gonna do? Hey, y'all come over here and holler at the cliff. I got you. And they'd come over there and I'd be like, hey, I got batteries, man. You know, and they'd be like, oh man, damn, what you want for them, man? I don't know. Give me, you know, whatever, work out a trade, and usually come out good though, because because them folks had to have them batteries to get them tattoos finished, and then plus the tattoo man, he didn't want to, want it to end like that neither. So you could always get your money back double on batteries, because like I said, on the weekends and stuff, when the tattooing and all that usually goes down, I always like to try to run mine during the week. Because that's when they don't expect it. Like they expect you to do it on the weekend. So I'd always try to get mine done during the daytime, during the week, right after class. And but yeah, man, that I talk about it, and stuff, and I enjoy telling y'all, because man, the public watches TV, and you see certain things, and you got this idea of prison, and it is nothing freaking like what it really is for real. Like, y'all give me a sec here. So on TV, when they get off the van, ooh wee, boy, I'm finna get me some of that. Yes, sir. I got you out there, tattoo. I'm gonna get you, boy. Nah. But don't think that they ain't standing there watching. They ain't hollering at you and all that, but they watching. And they saying okay. He got an old school number. He done been doing time. He scratch him. Okay, he got a brand new number. That's the one I'm gonna get right there. That's where it go, And then they come at you 100 different ways. You just gotta know. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. You just gotta know when it's like I knew when the dude was gonna try me. Like I knew. I said, this is it right here. This and but um man, I've been sitting here yapping for an hour and a half, man. I like this live. I ain't ever this really the first live that I really, got it going. I didn't even know how to get the other one going, y'all. I was sitting there trying to figure it out and had no idea. All I had to do was click the little button behind the chat thing. But anyway, I finally figured it out. So, but well, man, I guess I'm gonna call this one in. I got a video I'm gonna make, whatever. But man, listen, I appreciate every one of y'all, man. Shoot, man, I thank all of y'all, everybody, anybody that gave anything, man. I appreciate that. That's listen, y'all don't know how grateful I am, man. The dadgum grass cutting right now, man. It done came to a halt, like, man, trying to get a job and stuff, and you just, I don't know. You go from being your own boss and all that to then you got to try to deal with, getting hired, and it's so frustrating, man. Like, but anyway, it's life. You got to roll with the punches, I guess. So, B Spit, I appreciate that for real. I do. I just talk. I don't try to be like nobody else. I don't try to copy nobody. I just talk. Yeah, that's hey. New Zealand. I knew I had some people from New Zealand. I got some Australia folks. That's pretty cool. New Zealand in here in the house. What do they got prisons in New Zealand? Oh yeah, you welcome, Jody. I ain't no man. All y'all got to do is ask me a question, and I'll answer it. If I don't know it, then I'll tell you. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, you got to do is answer. Pixie, you're welcome, hon. I enjoy telling y'all these stories, man. It's just part of my life, you know, as an experience. I'm not. I know that I'm not, y'all. I promise I'm not disrespecting our military or nothing like that. But going to prison was kind of like going into the service. I mean, you go do your time, and then when you get out, you got all these stories. Like when if you got sent to Afghanistan, you come home and you tell all these stories. I shot this. We was coming up on this group, and they was shooting at. Same thing. It's just different atmosphere. Different thing. But one of them you honor in your country, and you fighting for freedom or whatever, and the other one, your ass got caught doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all the ones make this whole thing happen, man. I clicked on a podcast earlier, and they beefing. I think two podcasters are beefing about the prison talk, and I don't know. I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do my thing. Pixie, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I just keep it 100 and try to tell y'all the truth. Is it Lila or Leela? Thumbs up, Lila. Thumbs down, Leela. I bet it's Lila. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, you stay out that drama. That's the best way, man. Like I said, the best saying ever was stay in your own lane. Gus told me this. He said, as long as you stay in your own lane, you ain't gonna have no problem. He said, you get out of your lane. He said, you'll see. And so, hey man, I love y'all folks from New Zealand too, for real. I can't believe that, man. Here I am, and got folks all the way across the world listening to me talk about this stuff. It's crazy. But I'm glad that people are interested in what it's really like compared to just what TV shows. Like I remember watching Power when Ghost was in there and he strangled dude with the weight bench. Man, listen, they'd have had 42 guards on you if you tried to strangle somebody on a weight bench. You might get off on it. You might get it down on them and maybe break their neck or something. But if you tried to hold somebody down, they would. Let's see. No, I don't, brother. I know you. It's going to be something about the volunteers. I bet that. But yeah, you like Ghost. He choked that dude out. Yeah, So I got it right, Lila. Cool. I knew I was right. Let's see. What's up, brother? Down here close to Hamilton. Hey, man, look here. The dude I talk about, the one that the big dog. He's from Marion County, Winfield. Dude I was at Pickens County with was from Brilliant. My brother's college roommate was from Hamilton, Harry Holloway. They play football together at UNA. Yeah, I see you twisted up. I see. Lila, I'm glad I got your name right. I was a little bit making sure. But yeah, Peasy, that's man. Listen. I came to Winfield and Ewan when I was about 16, and we went and bought bootleg alcohol at a place called Cowbell's. A dude named Cowbell. He was a bootlegger because they didn't sell. I was with Scott Randolph and them. You know Scott Randolph and Derek Hawkins and them? Call him Buck is what they call Derek Hawkins. But Scott Randolph, I think his daddy teaches at Winfield or whatever, but Scott and them moved up to my high school my freshman year. And then so I went down to Marion County or whatever because Scott Randolph's granddaddy had the chiropractor right there in Guin, Mr. Randolph there, Dr. Randolph. Let's see. Pun. The dude that I know, that was I know well. Uh, uh, Webby's the one I knew. And then there was a couple dudes from Winfield. There was some dudes that had just left from Ventures that was from Winfield. I'd heard a bunch of people talk about them when I got there, but they had just left. Fun, I don't unalived his girlfriend. Dang, when they do all that, man? You know a guy named Brandon Cummins from Brilliant, or he go back and forth from Brilliant to Jasper. Sullivan. Yeah, right. I remember when Scott come to New Hope, we played football together, and he used to talk about how they played Sullivan and all that. And then like I went with him one weekend, and it's like I said, his granddaddy was the chiropractor there in Guin for 50 years, and we went and stayed with him. And when we went out to get drunk and get high, we had to go to this place called Cowbells. It was like way off in the cut, man. I'm talking about off in the woods. And we pulled up, and then that's where we got our beer and stuff because they didn't sell it there. Yeah. That's old school. That's 1990, 95, 96 when that happened, man. So you know I know what I'm talking about if you know Cowbell. Man, Pixie, you don't know how much that would mean. Man, I'd like to, man. Of course, everybody like to blow up, you know. But yeah, man, I that would be something, man. I'd really like to. I look at some of these things, and yeah. Now I know Derek Hawkins, one they call Buck. He used to drive a white Jeep. As a matter of fact, we was in that white Jeep when we went to Cowbells. Me and Randolph and Buck, because apparently Randolph and Derek Hawkins were best buddies, and he had a sister, and Scott had a sister named Paige. But yeah, I know all them, and I don't know any Lockhart's. What about? I don't even know his last name. There was a guy named Turbo. Oh yeah, I do know. Yeah, he was from Winfield. Yeah, everybody talks about my accent, and it's funny. Like I don't even try to talk any certain way. I just talk. You know what I mean? It just comes out the way it does, and everybody like, man, you got a good accent. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that's man. Wow, Peasy, you took me way back on that. And yeah, I remember that trip over there. Jolie Hollis. Nah, there was a dude, last name Tucker, that was he was at Kilby the day I was going to Decatur. He was going to Ventures. He know Scott and him and Webb and all them. But I don't know Jolie Hollis. You know, a lot of people in prison go by nicknames, so a lot of times you don't know people's whole names unless you like friends with them. Because some people, like I see them now, I didn't even know they was from Huntsville. I see them, and I just say, what up, Ace? Because all I know him by is Ace. I don't know what the dude's first name and last name is. You know, I just Ace. What up, Joe? You know, so I don't know. He was a tall, slender white dude. But he his name. I knew his last name was Tucker. He was from Winfield. He was when they called us that morning to go to Decatur. I was going one way, and he was getting on a van going the other way to where I came from, Ventures. And he was telling me that he knew Randolph and that he was going down there where Webb was. And yeah, Roll Tide, man. Oh, shoot, 9 years now. I've been out 9 years. And it seems like yesterday, man. It just seems like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like everything's like, I don't even think they have white uniforms anymore. I think they use brown now. Because, you know, when I was in there, you had white pants, white button up shirt, and a blue belt. And then you had to wear the whites all day long. And then after like 4:30 or 5:30 or something, you could wear like just a regular t-shirt or white t-shirt or something like that. Now I think they make you wear brown uniforms or tan. That's yeah. See, ours was white. Man, look here, they'll stamp your uniform. You get a brand new uniform. Clifton M 299355. Man, you send it down to laundry one time, it come back and it look like Lipton tea or something on there. I ain't kidding you. You couldn't keep them numbers on there. I remember my daddy come see me one time, and like I said, I knew I only had just a couple years to do. So, like I told my daddy, like, hey man, don't really worry about coming down here, you know. But there was one time I was like, you know, you come on down and visit me once, you know, and man, I had to. Well, I bought me some brand new whites. Got them fresh stamped. I mean, creased up. That's something. Ain't that crazy? You in prison, you in there getting dapped up because you going up to the visiting room for 30 minutes to see you folks, you know. And man, the girl that I met at work release, that I was fooling with at work release, I got a picture made with my daddy inside prison there. And man, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was so healthy and stuff, and like from where I'd come from, and like it was one of the best pictures me and my daddy had ever made. And I let that girl hold it, and she claimed she lost something. She claimed she gave it back to me, but she probably still got it. I don't know, but anyway, so Alabama don't do the 33% law no more. Used to, Alabama did 33.3. Like me, I had a 10-year sentence. So 3 years, 39 months killed it. 3 years and 3 months, which is a third of it. So now they doing it. Now Tennessee does 85. My little girl's stepdaddy, he had to go to Tennessee, and now he had to do 85%, like federal time. Like if you get like in Tennessee, you get a 10. I think you've got to do 8.5 of it. So it's 65% now. Wow. Whew. Man, with that. You know, used to you could get a 5-year sentence. You'd be home in down a year and 2 months, you know. And if you had been in the county for 8 or 9 months, you might not even go to prison but for 3 or 4 months and then come right back home. But that was on the 33% deal, you know. Yeah, that was one thing I was conscious of in there. Like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. There's no way that you can positively keep your good time from losing it, because you never know what's gonna happen, man. You for real, you never know. But that's one thing I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to lay low and keep my good time, because I don't want this 10 or these 2.5 years or whatever to turn into 4.5 and 5.5, because I met a dude that had a 5-year sentence. Should have went home within 16 months, 18 months total. That was on his 8th year. Yeah. Kept getting in trouble and getting in trouble and getting in trouble. And they kept adding time and adding, or, you know, and next thing you know, but yeah, they, a lot of people that happens to them. They go down there and start getting in trouble, and them disciplinaries, you know, especially if they keep catching you with phones and dirty urines and stuff like that. Yeah, that's man, I'm trying to think. Hamilton, they got Hamilton work release over there. Yeah, Hamilton A&I, they got the hospital for the old folks, and then they got the work release, because when I was in prison, I couldn't control jack shit where I was going, but I wanted to go to either Decatur, Hamilton, or Childersburg, but I really wanted to go to Hamilton. Yeah, you're right, Peasy. Well, think about this. Let me tell y'all something about prison. I had somebody ask me why people keep going back. Y'all think about this. Like, I was lucky when I got out. My dad, I got a great daddy, y'all, for real, man. He's been there for me. He rode with me through prison. He put money on the phone and he put money on my books. But if you get out, like, some people have it better in prison than they do outside. Because think about it. Some people don't have any family. They have nowhere to go. They're going to be homeless. No money, no food. But if you're in prison, you know for a fact that you get 3 meals a day during the week, 2 on the weekends. You get a hot shower any day of the week. You always got a bed to sleep on. So some people got it better in prison than they do on the street. And then I'll tell you something else. There's people that are nobodies on the street. I mean, straight peons. But in prison, they a boss. Because see, out here on the street, they can't move like they can move in prison. So that's another thing too. Some people, they like, why I go live out here on the street where everybody runs me over and, tries to bully, or treat me like garbage and this and that, where I can go to prison and I can be a boss, tell everybody what to do. Got a couple boys, or whatever, but that's the way a lot of people look at it, man. They just, you don't have to pay bills. You don't have to worry about, like, bills due. You ain't got to worry about, damn, I got to come up with some money by tomorrow, and so that's one thing. You ain't got no really responsibilities in there. So, yeah. And like, I ain't gonna lie, if I didn't have a home or nowhere to go, I can't say that I'd rather live. I don't know, man. I can live in the woods and stuff. I grew up in the woods and stuff. But when I was in that juvenile detention, they told me that that crime happens more in the summer. They said because it's so hot that everybody's angry and pissed off. Like, you know how you go outside sometimes where you're like, man, God dang, it's hot out here, man. Like, dang. So you act kind of agitated, you know what I mean? Well, then if somebody pops off, you ready to roll. Like, and next thing you know, you got a charge. But I know what you're saying, though, about the seasonal prisoners, for real. I do know what you're saying. Yeah, they catch them charges in the summer, and then they go to court in the winter, and then that's when they go to. But yeah, a lot of people told me that more crime happens in the summer because people are angrier. But I tell you what, this old dude, homeless dude, told me one time. He told me this in county jail. He said, Cliff, I'm gonna tell you how you live on the street, son. And I said, tell me, old school. He said, look here, man. He said, you go down to Walmart. He said, you get you a Coleman sleeping bag, get one of them minus 30 below. Get you a sleeping bag, go around there and get you the biggest bottle of wine they got, and get you some ham and some bread. He said, and just walk out the door with it. He said, if you make it out the door, now you got you a sleeping bag, a bottle of wine, and some food. He said, if you get caught, you go to jail, you still get 3 meals and a hot shower and a bed. He said, so you can't lose, son. I was like, all right, I'm going to trust you on that one because I ain't going to try it, but I'm going to trust you. But yeah, that's what old school said. He said, you can't lose on that, Cliff. He said, you either going to end up having what you stole, or you either going to come to jail where it's warm and got food and a bed and all that. So I was like, damn, you right. I said, but I ain't gonna try it though. I'm gonna let you keep that. Um, but yeah, man, let me see. I'll make sure. I'm trying not to make sure I forgot anybody. I appreciate y'all. Don't even know um how much I appreciate y'all, man. I've had man. I've been on Facebook for years, just fake, with regular friends and stuff. And man, I ain't gonna lie, like I learned this in Ventures. The They said, listen, if you ever find yourself in a toxic situation, whether it be at home, relationship, job, whatever, they said if you ever find yourself in a toxic situation, remove yourself from it. And I've done that, man, for long, ever since I figured it out. Is Charles Hill? He ain't from Huntsville. He's from Russellville, ain't he? Ain't he from Franklin County? I never did weigh in on that. I've watched all that. I've watched the Mark Moore. I've watched Charles Hips. Uh, I actually seen that dude today. The Welcome to Texas dude. He was. I guess him and another guy are beefing, and they was talking about that. Yeah, he's from North Alabama. I think he's. If you look at the Alabama map, up on the top left is Franklin County, or no, Lauderdale County is on the top left. Right below that, you got Franklin County with Red Bay and Russellville and all that. And I think that's where Hips is from. But I'll tell you this: on that show, it said Hips had got out of prison and come back. And old boy said he come back Owen. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I seen that. People get out of prison, and this is what they always say: I ain't coming back to this mug. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? 5, 6, 7 months later, guess where you back at? So all that money that you owed and all that, and you left out owing, now you right back in there like you didn't even leave. Then, as soon as you hit the count, first thing you gonna hear, hey, bro, where my money? You know the game. You know what's going to happen if you ain't got it. And so I watched that, and yeah, I don't know. I just seen him earlier. It was on my feed, and he was man. If I'm not mistaken, I think I watched one last night that he's got a lawsuit against one of the other guys. I don't know. I've been trying to steer clear of that. Like I didn't want to. I don't want to get involved in all that. Like I got my opinion about what I think about that whole Mark Moore, Mindy, Charles Hips deal, but it ain't worth all the trouble. But yeah, I've noticed that, man. Like they keep that stuff going. I seen where like they was yeah, and then yeah, I got my opinion and all that, but it's from what I've seen, the stuff that like I'm just trying to talk to y'all. Like I ain't trying to beef with no other podcaster or no other video. Like uh, I just tell about the truth, what I know down there, and but yeah, dude was going in hard on dude a while ago. No, I don't. I'm not going to put that on him. That I just only thing that I think like I just find it hard that a film crew would know that certain language. I don't. But then again, it could have been somebody that had got out of prison that was on the film crew. If it was all scripted like they said, like I don't know that a regular film producer would know those certain sayings. So I don't know, unless they went and, talked to some people, and I don't know. That's a whole can of worms that, you know, yeah, I don't, I just don't see I just don't see that film crew saying certain things, like there's a certain prison lingua, like there's certain phrases, y'all, that I never even heard until I got to prison, and I hadn't heard it since I left prison, unless I'm talking to somebody else that was in prison with me, you know. But like there was certain phrases that I'd never even heard of, and then they like I watched the thing and it said, no, we did that because it was all scripted, and I was like, okay. I mean, I ain't gonna. Who am I? I can't say another man's lying for sure. You know what I mean? And I can't say another man's telling the truth for sure. So I just kind of like, I'll just keep my opinion and let them do all that thing. Because apparently, like I seen where they like people went and hunted Hips down and got him on there to talking, and I guess they was just wanting Hips to verify it. And next thing you know, Hips was like, "Hey, cash out right here." And I was like, "Okay then." Um, but I think they was getting into it there for a while. I don't know. I kind of, like I said, that's another one of them things. You kind of just you watch stuff, but you kind of stay in your own, like the stuff I do is different from what they do. Like they trying to prove that for a fact what somebody done. If I wasn't there, like I can't really say, but um, it happens. I can tell you that. They was this ain't even rumor now. This came from a guard that used to work at Limestone. Uh, he said that they used to hit the dudes that had the HIV, like they didn't even care. They would. I was like, boy, you know it. So would you say it's true how he described it? Which one? Are you talking about how Mark described it or Hips? Yeah, Hips come up on because I knew as soon as I seen the cash out thing, I'm like, hold up, bro, you supposed to just be like clarifying what went down, like you on here now trying to get paid. Like I was like, okay, um, this what I'll say this because this is really what all I know for sure from the video that they made back in the day. A lot of the language that was used, if a film crew, if it was already pre-written like they said, and all they had to do was just go along with it, the film crew was either ex inmates or they knew a lot about prison because the language that they was using, a film crew out of New York or wherever, they're not going to know them phrases. But then again, I might be wrong on that. I'm not 100. But I can tell you this, man. If you're not getting any time knocked off your sentence, I'm not going to make a video and get on there and say that I'm doing all this stuff just for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Now, if they come in there and say, "Hey, man, you got 20 years, we'll knock 15 off if you'll say this right here on this paper," give me that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I'd read whatever they put on there for a 15-year time cut. But if you ain't even putting money on my books or nothing like that, like I ain't finna get on there and read all that. No. Here, let somebody else do all that. I don't need fame that much, But yeah, that's a whole can of worms, man. I see them, they going at it on it. But so and hey, let's see. Hips hit a sweet lick off. Yeah, them old school convicts is smart, man. They know how to run it. Well, you seen Hips even on the video back in the day. You seen what he said. We listen. Anybody that runs store in prison, they know how to hustle. They know how to run game. They know how to they know how to lie. They know how to get you. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's the truth about the matter. So I guarantee you, dude, he old boy probably, run it on him a little bit. And um, like I said, I was watching one video, and next thing you know, he was, trying to get money through like Cash App or something. And I was like, hold up, I thought it was, you know, maybe I misunderstood it or something. Uh, yeah, he's one of them old school convicts. Old school. I know. They did a bunch of time, man. Them dudes probably did 25, 30 years, of their life. Maybe, close to 40, so they know every game to run there is, because they've seen it. And, but, um, I don't even know when that video was made, man. Like, I don't even know what year it was, but I didn't even see it until I got out. I was watching some of the other dude that does videos, Cartoon. I was watching some of his videos, and that's how I caught on to the whole Mark and what's his name situation. And then I got a message from the guy Noel or whatever, welcome to Texas, and he said something, and then like I never heard back from him again, and then I ain't even seen him in a while, and then I seen him the other night, and he was like rapping or something, and then I seen him again, or right before I went live, I seen one, and it said something about somebody other podcaster. I'm gonna get my lick back or something. Or I'm trying to get my lick back, or I don't know. I just zoomed through it and then went live. But early 2000s, yeah, yeah. I just didn't understand why they would do it without getting any kind of privileges. You know what I mean? Like, or did they come out and say that they got special privileges? Like I said, y'all, I hadn't even seen the whole thing. I just, seen bits and pieces. Like, how a lot of people like when I do a video, y'all, I sit in this recliner. My damn computer is on a Minnie Mouse table. Like I'm, so when I get on here, I just talk. Like I don't have any. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read this. What's up, Fat Mike? How you doing, big guy? But yeah, I try to do just keep my thing original and not get into them beefs. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I think that one boy said that he got a damn civil case against the other dude, and I'm like, man, that's the last thing I need is being involved in a damn civil lawsuit. I don't know what they got going on to lead up to that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see why even if you get to arguing with somebody on here, at some point, you got to say, all right, bro, hey, it was good talking, let's agree to disagree and let it go. But apparently, I think they got more than that, just from what I've seen. But I don't know the whole story on that. But the early 2000s, I can tell you this, the early 2000s is when the demographic changed in Alabama prison. Up until then, in the 80s, 90s, and all that, like the prisons in Alabama were 85% black. And then now there's 14,000 black men and 10,000 white men. So it's like 60-40. But yeah, a lot of things started changing in the 2000s. Let's see. I thought of that too. Because think about something. The longer you keep something going on, the longer you keep it going on, the more people's just like the Whitaker thing up in West Virginia. Man, I've been looking at videos for days, and it's same old videos. It's just somebody else different talking about it. Like when I make my videos, I make them right here in my chair on my computer. Like I don't grab somebody else's video and then like try to explain what they're doing or whatever. I just do my own video. I'm not going to jump on nobody else's because I don't want somebody to come back. Hey man, you used my video. Now you owe me 100,000 likes or something like. I'm no. Where'd you EOS from, Big Mike, Fat Mike? Can I call you Fat Mike? I guess so. I'm asking. All right. Where'd you EOS from, Big Dog? Staten. Okay. Um. I remember when I knew. You know how when you at Kilby and you go and you do all your classification, and then they give you that time sheet that tell you what prisons you're gonna go to, or you got they use like I had meth south. Well, there's only 3 prisons that at that time that did it, and that was Draper, Staten, and Ventress. So when I left out on that van from Kilby that morning, I knew that I was going to one of them 3. Well, we went by Elmore, and then I think Draper. No, we went on down to, I can't remember, but Elmore, Draper, and Staten's all 3 right there together. They didn't call my name at Draper, and they didn't call my name at Staten. So when they didn't call my name at them 2 places, I knew right then. I told everybody else on the van, I said, y'all either going somewhere around Ventress. And they was like, how you know that? And I was like, because read this. And they was like, oh. I was like, there's only 3 places I can go, and we just passed 2 of them, and they didn't call my name. So they was like, oh, shit, we going to the Triangle. And now they was all going, man, I hope I ain't going to Easterland. I hope I ain't going to Easterland. And I got a friend that was in Easterland called Draper. Let's see. Yeah, man, you still don't want to go to Draper. Draper, but you're right, though. Back in the early 2000s, Draper was as rough as Bibb back then. It was as rough as Bibb County back in the day. You know, Draper is one of the oldest. Draper, Fountain, and Kilby, I think, are the 3 oldest prisons in Alabama. Big Ox. I don't know, man. There's so many people with nicknames. Let's see. But if you was at, you said you was at Staten. My bad. Let's see. I was trying to think if I knew anybody that was at Staten in the early 2000s. I don't know if Austin Ivy. I can't say that I do. You know any of the Haygoods? You know Flash? I think he was in you know Flash, all right, Stacy Haygood. Man, I grew up right next door to them. Him and Rodney and Phillip, all of them. They was my neighbors, man, when I was a kid. And then my daddy ended up dating their mama for a little while. But man, I've did so many drugs and party with them boys. They good dudes, man. But Flash was always locked up. And then his 2 brothers, I worked with Rodney I think Rodney's locked up now. I'm not sure. But I used to hang sheetrock with Rodney. But I think Flash is out now too, or close to getting out. But man, this is cool. I've been sitting here talking for 2 hours and 15 minutes, y'all. It's like I ain't even been here 10 minutes sitting here talking to y'all, man. Shoot, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all ain't been nothing but supportive of me ever since I started this, man. I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing but good reviews, people talking good stuff. And Austin Ivy, man, I can't say I know the name, man. But SB, yeah, you know, Staten and Ventress and them program camps is full of you know, that's where most of, like when I was at Ventress, man, they were deep down there. Like they had they was a bunch of them, SBs and ABs, but you know them, but like in the max camp, it might not be but a few, you know. But like at the level 4s, man, they was thick down there. But I was trying to, and that name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I didn't know that, man. That's I didn't even know that. Um, yeah, man, it's hard to run a store in there. Like you, you got to have some people to get out and that'll go and because you're gonna have to collect some debts. So you're gonna have to have some people that'll help you too. Like you can't. Um, I mean, I guess you can run a store by yourself, but it's usually good to have somebody there with you. That'll crash out or whatever. You can be like, hey man, if you'll go collect this from me, I'll give you this. And they don't care. They'll go crash out, and get your stuff, and then you pay them or whatever, and you good. But um, yeah, man, I never really seen many slick picks when I was there. I don't know what it like. We would just bet on the games, like straight up. Like I would find like they was like everybody don't watch sports, so like I remember we was watching the women's college softball World Series, and it was the year that Auburn won it. And so we was betting like hell on it. It was the games were during the day, and they'd go all through the night, man. I remember we was betting soups on those games. That was the only time I really bet in prison. But it was like with my buddies that we talked sports with. It wasn't like somebody that I was going to have to worry about getting shanked later. You know what I mean? Like it was just a friendly, like, hey, I got two soups on Oklahoma to beat Auburn. Bah, bullshit. Auburn going, all right, we'll put up two soups, and that was kind of thing, But I never really seen many slick picks and stuff. Um, they which they they had they had they had some squares and stuff in there they was doing just with items. Yeah, you uh OKC. Okay. Oklahoma City. What's the weather like out there in Oklahoma? Is it hot? How much money you make off them tickets, Big Mike? Over the years, I mean, or during your time, do you make a pretty good bit of money off of them? Who, me or you, Wacko? I ain't bad. Bag of coffee a day. That's all right. I mean, what was that about? That's $15. If you go Monday through Friday, that's about $15. Yeah. Oh, the weather. I was going to say, yeah, it's the same way here, man. Our weather is like lottery number. It, man, there was a dude from Florence that was in my dorm, and he's a dude I was talking about on the other video where I said don't play with the system because he could have got a 15 and he took it to trial and got a 50 or 40 or something. And I remember one day they come in and they busted him. Dude had like 79 bags of coffee in there, and they took every bit of it, man. Took all of his. I mean, he was killing the store. Like he had two or three people that was like dope addicts that didn't spend all their money on everything, and he would use their boxes too. And he had them boxes full, like, but he had been there for a while too, and he really wasn't doing nothing wrong. But for some reason, they didn't like the fact that he had like enough stuff for 20 people. And they come in one day and bammed him up, took all of his stuff, man. All of his coffee and everything. They said that he was, getting it illegally or something, but he had like 79 bags of coffee. They took every damn one of them, man. They Man, they got my mattress, man. I paid $40 for my mattress, and then the lieutenant come got it, and then I had to buy it back from the same dude that I bought it from. Bought it first time for $40, bought it the second time for $20. Crazy. She walked by it, man. That mattress was that thick. And usually they like that thick. She said, "Whose mattress is this?" I said, "Oh, that's mine." And she said, "Where'd you get that at?" I said, they gave it to me when I came in. She said, "You a damn lie. Get it." And so they took it back to the maintenance shop. And then it wasn't just a minute. Here come the dude from the maintenance shop. And he was like, "Hey, you want to buy that mattress back?" I was like, "I done bought it." And he was like, "Now you got to buy it again now." I was like, "Hell yeah, bring it on back." Yeah, man, I had there was a dude that told me down there that, like, when the sergeant made me pay those 3 crates of tops to keep all 3 of us from going to lockup, one of the dudes said that what they do is so the sergeant can know everything that's going on, who's selling what, who's running tickets, who's turning out boys, or what. They would like to know everything. So what they'll do is they'll get people that don't have money, and then they'll get them to tell them whatever they need to know, and then they'll go do stuff like what they done to me, and get my stuff, and then they'll go back and give it back to them. Like, here you go. So. But I don't know. Yeah, that could have been what happened, because, like I said, I had to buy it back from the same dude I bought it from. But, man, it was so funny the day they brought that mattress over there. They was pushing it across the camp, y'all. This sumbitch was so heavy that they had it on a little cart, like you at a Home Depot, and they coming across the thing, and we in the middle of a class, and everybody going, "Down, Cliff, there comes your mattress, man." And I'm like, "What?" And they like, "That's your mattress. Look." And everybody in the class is looking out the windows and stuff. And I'm like, "God dang." And sure enough, here they come. They come right up to the dorm. And I think everybody else in there was as excited as I was, man. It was funny as hell. But everybody was going, "Damn, Cliff, here they come with your mattress. Look, look." And I was like, "How y'all know that's mine?" They was like, "Man, I'm telling you, watch." And sure enough, they hooked that right, come up to the dorm. I was like, "All right." Yeah, that mattress store was good one. I tried to play that lieutenant. I said, they gave it to me when I came in. She said, "You a damn lie. Get that mattress." I said, "All right then." But, well, man, look here, y'all. I got to get up and get something in this belly, get some food going. I've enjoyed talking to y'all for real, man. Y'all don't even know. I'll jump back on here. I might jump back on here later or something. But I like talking with all y'all. If there's anybody, man, that I forgot, I didn't give a shout out to, man, I'm sorry. I'll get you on the next one. But yeah, we're gonna do some more of these, and we'll see what plays out too on that other thing with them other guys. I'm kind of interested in it now that I know that they going at it, like, kind of make you want to watch, you know what I mean, and just see what's up. But, well, all right, y'all, look here, man, I've loved this, and I'll be back. We're gonna do some more of these. And to the people that gave something, man, thank y'all. If you didn't, it's all good, man. Look, I just love talking to y'all. Y'all good, man. Everybody been good to me, and I just trying to be the same way to y'all. So, all right, y'all.